Hello, everybody. It is me. Happy almost Thanksgiving. I think it's time that I wear this very special hat today. I bought it last year, and I think it's only fair that I wear this for the entire live feed. Is this as beautiful as it looks? Holy moly, it's tight. It used to gobble, but can I tell you the funny part is that I bought this for $1 last year. If Lauren is on right now, oh my God, it's squeezing my brain. I bought this last year. It's supposed to gobble, but it doesn't gobble. Where's the gobble button? Isn't this the best hat ever? So gobble gobble, everybody. Look, I feel like I'm wearing one of those like super Russian furry hats, right? How's that? Hey, Jewel, do you like this? Do you think that maybe we should get a bunch of these and wear them next time we have a field trip? So if you're feeling my hat, I'd love to see some love and some thumbs ups and maybe a few happy Thanksgivings. So see, Nichelle likes my hat. I like my hat too. I'm not even worried about ruining my hair. I'm never one of those people that's like, oh my gosh, no, I can't wear their hat. It's going to ruin my hair. I really don't care as long as I make people smile and it's fun. Oh, Heather, I love the turkeys. So hi guys, we are joining us today, or we are, I am, you are, I don't know who's joining us today. We're all here today, and we are going to have a wonderful discussion about traveling with your twinnies. Thank you, Becky. I love that hat too. I actually would probably wear it the whole time, with the exception that you can't see it. I am logging on to our Facebook page right now over here to the side. So what this setup is I have these fancy pantsy lights. I am here in Nueva York, in New York City. I'm here with my trusty beast Betty, who is soundly asleep. And today we are going to talk about traveling with our twinnies. I have a ton of information, a ton of tips for you. I do have, I don't know, did you guys know that in this little book that I have here, there is actually a whole bunch of stuff on travel. So if you have this book and you thought that, oh, it was only from when you were expecting, if you remember, you could think back and remember that there's plenty of travel tips in there. Laura's here. Hi, Laura. Gobble, gobble. So Jewel knows what to do. She's going to shoot me questions over to the side just in case I miss them over there on our little live feed that we're doing here. My hair does look really cute today, right? I just blow dried it or blue dry it or whatever it is. I'm also wearing a shirt that has a collar, which typically I never do. Could you see this shirt? Macy's, $11. Very excited about it. So let us start talking about our travel tips. First of all, hi, I'm Nat. Who are you? I could see your name, but I want to know if anybody's traveling any place great for Thanksgiving. Thank you, Nichelle. I'll learn to speak English someday. So who's going where for Thanksgiving? Are we going to grandma's house? Are we flying? Are we driving? Are we taking the car? That would be driving, right? Is somebody else driving us? Are we taking a bus? That's not so crazy. But how are we getting there? So what types of travel do we want to talk about today? Do we want to talk about like general travel tips? Where do we want to go? Now, if you guys were following along on my personal Instagram page, which is Nat's Real World, and I try to keep church and state a tiny bit separate so then I could post a lot of silly stuff that isn't twin related. But I just came back from a very long weekend, which I drove for the longest amount of time in my personal history. Now, I don't love to drive, but I guess I do love to drive. I thought I didn't love to drive, but then I realized that I just don't love to drive my dad's car. Who knew? So yesterday I drove for 4 hours. That was a lot. And I know you guys are laughing at me. Feel free to laugh. But as a New York City girl, where I mostly rely on subways and buses and taxis, I rarely have to drive because I've just never lived in an area where I had to drive. So, and also I'm born here. I don't know if you guys know that I didn't move to Manhattan to be like fancy pantsy. I'm actually, I'm 4th generation here in Manhattan, and the twinnies are obviously 5th, but my family got here a billion years ago in 1902, got off a boat and never left. So we live here, but so I never really have to drive. So I did have to drive for It was supposed to be a 6-hour trip, but for some reason it took us 9 hours, and we were driving with 3 generations, but we did get to borrow a car from Mazda. I know, I have a horrible life, guys. That's horrible. So we did just have the CX-9, and we drove that down all the way to Virginia, and it took us a long time, but it was good. But there will be a full review up, so if you are in the market for getting a car, wait till that comes out just to see if you think that that's a good idea. Okay, Julie is already shooting questions to me, and I really wish that this was like right here so that I didn't have to turn my face. Any tips on traveling in the car for 1-year-old twins for a long time? Florida to Illinois, that is a long trip. Now, before I go any further, I just want to say a giant thank you to our friends over at Contours. Julie is on with us today, and Laura's here. I don't know if Kimmy's here. I didn't spy her yet, but my whole Twiniversity team is here, and we just want to send some love over to our friends at Contours. I can't do that right. You know, I see like those people in the pictures, and they make like these perfect hearts. Whenever I make them, it looks like a crab has attacked. Is that I mean, come on. Is that good? I don't know. I still feel like I'm making like weird shadow puppets. I don't know. Hey, Carrie's here. Good. I knew you were over on my other one. So, so thank you to our friends at Contours. Julie is going to be posting a link over to Contours Facebook page. Make sure you just let them know that you appreciated a little love that I was giving to you guys here today. I love being with you. You know that, but I love being with you when we have a partner, because what does that mean? It means prizes. So we'll be giving away some prizes today. Who wants to win a prize? Let me see you say yes. I want to win a prize. Should I just sing for the rest of this? You don't want that. I know. I don't know what happens to me. I think it's because it's Monday and we never usually do live feeds on Mondays. And so I think I'm just a little wilding out today. Also, I feel like this was such a long weekend with the kids and my parents that I genuinely feel like I've escaped some kind of asylum that I had been secretly trapped in, a car asylum with everybody. So yes, so thank you to our friends at Contours. Yes, we have to get to our prizes. Julie is shooting me 1,000 questions. So let's talk about long car trips with infant twins, right? So who was asking me that? Ashley. Oh my goodness. Okay, Ashley. So the good news is that at least you're going to family. And you have to remember that during the holidays, that even though it's totally stinks to travel, we're traveling for a very good purpose, and there will be extra hands once we get to our destination. So, Ashley, the first thing that I would do is try to figure out what do you think the best time to leave would be. And that determines on when you like to drive best. Do you like to drive in the daytime? Do you like to drive at nighttime? Every driver has a different preference, but I would go by your preference first, because if you were happiest, the kids will be happiest. Now, if you don't care and you could drive anytime and it doesn't really bother you, I would consider leaving right at about their bedtime. So they would have the very active day, go to the park, do a ton of stuff. And I know that that's going to be a little bit more exhausting for you, but let me tell you, it's going to be a lot easier if everybody is sleeping during your drive than making sure that, then you got to entertain them and stuff. And one is a tough age, because one, they're not necessarily infants, but they're definitely on a regulated schedule. So now for you guys that have kids older than 1 that did take an extra long little field trip, what were some of your tips? Because I do love when you guys shout out what you think is a great option as well for Ashley, because we do want to let Ashley know. Now, Ashley, are you stopping along the way? You may want to stop along the way with that long of a trip, because I don't know how many hours that is, but that is definitely a long journey. And the other thing that I would do when I'm taking an extra long car trip, actually, even if I'm taking a short car trip, but make sure that you pack like a main bag for once you get to grandma's house, but then you pack a separate bag while you're on the road, so that you don't have to take out your giant luggage and start picking out stuff. So pack like kind of maybe 3 different bags. So one for the extended stay, one for on the road, and then one for immediate need. So the immediate need would be like your diaper bag with some bottles in there and some quick changes of clothes. But then pack a separate bag that's your quick overnight bag. And then also make sure that you pack the bag for grandma's house, and just be very thoughtful. And now the other thing is like, you know, I know a lot of parents they're like, you know, bring us something. And if you live in an area that has a specific type of food, let's say, hey, Elizabeth's on, hello, happy almost Thanksgiving. So yeah, you may want to consider, if you're packing any kind of foods, to make sure you get a really, really good cold pack, especially when it's that long of a trip. Okay, now, Alyssa is asking, do you think 5-month-old twins would be okay to share a pack and play to sleep when we travel? They sleep in the same crib. Now, Alyssa, I think it really depends on the pack and play itself. I would look, Juvie makes a pretty good pack and play, Jewel, if you could link over to that. Another thing that you might want to consider, if it's not a play yard, if it's not a pack and play, don't you love my air quotes? So if it's not a pack and play, you may want to consider getting a play yard and having them sleep in that. But be very, very, very careful. Okay, there is some travel cribs on the market. There was a lot that were recalled. You definitely want to stay away from anything that was recalled. Perhaps this is the time that we buy something new. But for, how old were they again? They were 5 months old. Yeah, I think that they should be fine, but I would get the ones, you know who else to look at? Look at the Jewel, the one that we just did, the Summer Infant. Lauren and I saw that, but Summer Infant makes a play yard that was pretty remarkable, and I think that that would be good. But the bad thing about the play yards is they don't usually have a cushion at the bottom, so you may want to just consider that. But actually a play yard, I think it would also depend on the weight of your babies. But I remember traveling with my 20s and they shared a pack and play. I want to think of how old they were, but we would go to like my mother-in-law's house and they would definitely share a pack and play. Do you guys, if you travel for any extended period, you know, Jewel, put the link in for the Summer Infant one too, please, if you remember. But think about that. Now remember that when you are using either play yards or travel cribs, there should be no material lined at the bottom. It should be 100% net. Another good one, if you're going to have them sleep independently, is the Baby Bjorn travel crib. So take a look at that, and Jewel, if you could link that for them too. So yeah, but see, Molly, the one thing about putting something under the mattress is that I'm worried that the mattress is going to shift. I was just thinking the same thing. I was like, oh, maybe we could put something under the mattress, but I don't know if it would be firm enough. So that's my one big concern, and they're only 5 months. They're still kind of tiny. I think if they were 1, or if they were 2, definitely you could do something like that. But for 5 months old, that might be tough. Megan's bringing up a really good point that maybe you should consider the rock and plays. The rock and plays are very small. They fold up super tiny, and they would be great. But the only difficulty is if they're used to co-sleeping, that's going to be a little bit of a challenge, okay? So obviously, Alyssa, you want to make sure that safety is first. And the foam floor tiles, Dina's got a great idea there. The foam floor tiles would be a really, really nice option because those are definitely not plush and should not allow your babies to shimmy around. So that is something to consider. Maybe we can even ask our friends over at Contours if they would consider making a little travel crib that would accommodate to Contours. Just an idea. I know you don't make much sleep stuff, but your sister company Contours, not Contours, Colecraft does, but I don't believe they make a play yard, but they really make some super remarkable cribs. Look, I love when I get thumbs ups. Okay, because I'm in the spirit of Thanksgiving and it's fun, I would love to make sure that we keep you up on the road, and I would love to give away a cup of coffee. Right? So let's give away, actually it depends on the cup of coffee that you have, because I know my sister's cup of coffee could be a lot different. I go for the basic coffees myself, but let us go ahead and let's give away a $10 coffee gift card to Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, McDonald's, whatever you want, wherever you get your coffee. So if you would like to win a cup of coffee for your long road trip, all I want to hear is a big shout out of Happy Thanksgiving. And another thing that I'd love for you to do is just share this feed. If you share this feed, that way Julie and I go and we pick out the people that have shared it. It's just easier than, I'm just going to assume that everybody wants to win. But just once again, I kindly ask if you do share, and then also just say Happy Thanksgiving, because let me tell you, This mama loves coffee really as much as anybody else, I think. I also got to use a Keurig machine this weekend, which was really interesting because typically we use like the brewed pot, and I found that I drank so much more coffee because it was just always hot, and I usually don't really like hot coffee. But I totally digress. So if you want to win, happy Thanksgiving, gobble gobble, and that is what you have to do. Now let's get to our next question, all right? Our next question is from Brandy, and Brandy says she has 2-month-old twins who currently sleep in their rock and plays without having to pack up 2 rock and plays. Any recommendations on best pack and play? Mostly I see top bassinet. Yeah, you can't do the top bassinet. If you're going to do, hey Leslie, happy Thanksgiving. If you are going to do the pack and plays, you cannot use the bassinets. You have to take every feature out and use the bottom. A nice pack and play that we saw while we were in Vegas is Baby Trend. Actually makes a really super sweet pack and play. So check out that. Jewel, I know I'm throwing everything at you. Please don't get mad at me. It's Thanksgiving. Be in the spirit of happiness, right? So yeah, so if we could link over to the Baby Trend pack and play, that would be great. Oh, Nichelle, gobble gobble to you too. I might have to bust out the hat. I'm so sad that it doesn't work. It was used to play music, but I think we played it too much. I wonder if there's a way to change the batteries. Definitely. Do you know, babe?
The legs used to wiggle.
Yeah, the legs used to wiggle. It was so fantastic. Babe, I don't know if we broke it.
The dog probably broke it.
No, I don't think the dog broke it. But I did find that there's a battery pack in it. So maybe before we jump on for our next Thanksgiving feed, I will definitely have to change the batteries and see if we could do that. I don't think we even have the batteries, but I would like to do this. Yeah, you don't have to be anything. You don't have to be American to win prizes. Prizes are international. So please, April, don't feel like just because you don't live on our little neck of the woods over here doesn't mean that you are not. Everybody is eligible to win, especially when it's something as simple as a gift card. Sometimes when it's the strollers or other things, it's a little bit more challenging. Happy Thanksgiving to you too, Linda. Hey! I love seeing all my daffodils there, so I know my people are around. And Linda, I have already texted her today, and I'm on it. Just want you to know that. So that was my special message for Linda. Okay, so what are our options? Now, Brandy, another thing that I want to remind everybody for, not just Brandy, but reach out to your local Twins Club wherever you are traveling to. Often, if those people are staying home, they might not need their pack and plays or any other travel accessories. So wherever you're going, reach out to your local Twins Club that is over there and let them know that you are heading that way. Now, how do you find out if that area has a local Twins Club? Well, there is a national organization of mothers of Twins Clubs, and what they do is you would just put in your zip code on their website, and then it will tell you what local club is closest to them or closest to where you're traveling to. So, Jewel, if you could do that too, that would be great. Jen, see? Thank you for appreciating our awesomeness. Listen, you know what? When I started Twiniversity, I said, what's the difference of breastfeeding twins in Thailand or Tribeca? It does not matter. This is a universal thing. We are a universal community. So absolutely, April, you definitely get to win some prizes today. So thank you very much. And please make sure that you remember to thank our friends over at Contours. Now, I want to tell you, too, that Contours does make some super, 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 super awesome items that are especially great for the holidays. They make this seat called a twist seat. And Julie is definitely going to send you a link to a video that we did on the twist seat. But the twist seat would be perfect, perfect, perfect for traveling. Okay, so it's super small. It is not heavy. It is great to go on the floor. It could be strapped to a chair. It could be for, I would say probably 6 months up, but go really up to at least 3. And then your baby could sit at the table with you and you guys could have Thanksgiving dinner together. So I love, 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 love the twist seats. And I also love the colors. What I also dig about Contours is that they don't make like the traditional primary color chairs, or really anything that they make isn't very primary colors. Thank you, Leslie. I love the Contours stroller too. It's our #1 tandem stroller here at Twiniversity. We prefer it over the others. So with the twist seat, I love that they have that blue and they have a pink, and it's crazy, crazy washable. You could clean underneath it. On top of it, it has like a little, it's like a plush foam base. So the like not the base, but where the babies are sitting, it has this little foam thing, so it's super comfortable. So, hey Kimmy, see, I knew Kimmy would eventually come on. Thank you, Mama. So yeah, so we want to check out the twist seat. That would be perfect. And you do have time to buy them. If you check out Amazon, you could do Amazon Prime and you could have it there within 2 days. And so we could still get it there. Kathy, I agree. The blue seat is fantastic. So Jules going to send you a link to those, and make sure you take a look for them because they would be great for Grandma's house, and they would be great. I keep fixing my hair because now everybody says I look nice, and I want to look like extra nice for you crazy kids. I also just literally did my nails 2 seconds ago. So look, I tried to be like super fancy. So in case I had to have a random voguing moment, that I wanted to make sure my nails looked very cute for you. All right, we have more questions coming in. I think I'm just going to stay on all day. I think we'll just do this for 100 years today. All right, so Brandy says, oh wait, before Brandy, we had another question. Oh, we did Brandy's question. Oh, Talitha. Talitha from Amsterdam. I love you, Talitha from Amsterdam. I've spent my honeymoon, part of my honeymoon in Amsterdam. So thank you very much. Thank you to your entire country. I loved it. All right, so it's a single mom of 3-year-old boys wants to know any tips for making a trip around the world. Yes. First of all, you stop in New York. That's the number one. We have a ton of international travelers, but now you have to, the one thing when you're traveling with twins, especially on an airplane, the good thing is that they're big enough so they're not infants, so it's a tiny bit manageable. But you always have to remember when you are traveling on an airplane that there is only one more oxygen seat per row. So let's say it's 3 seats together, there's only 4 oxygen masks. So you can't have 2 lap infants. No, Jen, I did not use the hot rollers today. I just used a hair dryer. I was too lazy to bust out the hot rollers. I would look like a newscaster if I did. So there's only one more oxygen mask. So if you have 2 lap infants, you don't have enough oxygen masks. So you have to split up your team. Now, for Talitha, she is not having to worry about that. You just block the row of 3. And the other thing is I don't know if we could get 2 child fares with 1 paying adult. You would have to check that out, and I do think that it depends on your airline. But for traveling, most hotels, if you're traveling to this side of the universe, actually through Europe as well, most of them have either portable cribs or carry cots for your kids to sleep in, so you don't have to worry about putting them in a bed and rolling off. You may want to also call the hotel ahead of time and see what the configuration of the beds are. At 3 years old, you could all sleep together. They're kind of big enough. So I know that this sounds crazy, but often when you go to a hotel, the headboard is secured to the wall, but the bed isn't secured to the wall. So you're able to move the bed. When they're super small and you don't want them rolling off, if you're all going to have a family bed, or especially if you're a single parent traveling with 2, shimmy the bed all the way across the room or wherever, it really shouldn't be that too far, to a wall, and then that way you could sleep on the end and have the kids sleep on the inside, and then you don't have to worry about them rolling off. Oh my gosh. Okay, there's so many great questions. I love them coming out. Now, there's another few things that I want to talk about. I don't know if I have this. Yes, I have a bottle with me today. So, look, Jewel is like on it today. She's giving you tips about that. Now, one thing that I want to tell you with bottles, okay, if you are traveling via airplane, all right, I'm not sleeping in all in hotels. I'm going to be backpacking through Asia. You, first of all, we need to follow your trip, and so does everybody on this feed. If you are going to be traveling, you know who you should reach out to? Jewel, do you remember the family that's traveling around the world by boat that has twins? I think it's Sandpiper or Sand something to Sand. I can't remember right now, but I love reading about their journeys. I would definitely, Talitha, link up with them because they have their twins and they're sailing around the world by boat. they also have an older child as well. So they have 2 young tots, and they have, I think, a 3-year-old, and they just got on a boat and they're just gone. So one thing about traveling with bottles is make sure that you always use the level 1 nipples, because when you were using it, let's say you even got to level 3, fill this up with something super, super delicious, like maybe cherry juice or pear juice, I know is a really good one. And you could even dilute it. It doesn't have to be 100% sugar, but go back to the level 1 nipple, because while you're on an airplane, the babies will be forced to swallow more and drink more, and that way it'll help clear their little baby ears. Because if you drink 1 or 2, it's going to go super quick and be gone in a second. But this one, it's going to force them to take smaller sips and take longer to drink it, and it would be definitely better for their ears. Yeah, no joke. They are traveling by boat. Yeah, we're going to send you the link. I think Julie may need a minute to find it. So if we don't find it during this live feed, we will definitely link you up with them. But that is extraordinary. So now I see some families that are cruising, that are going to cruise. I don't know where you're cruising, but I would definitely, number 1, call ahead and make sure that their kids clubs don't require any specific authorizations. Sometimes they want to see a copy of your kids' vaccinations. Sometimes they may want a doctor's note saying that, your kids are cleared to be in this area. Every cruise line has different rules and regulations, and not only cruise lines, but resorts. Going to a resort for the holiday, yes. Sign me up, please. I would strongly recommend, if you're looking for a vacation destination and you want something where you have to worry about 0, check out the Beaches resorts. The Beaches family resorts are absolutely remarkable. Most of them are Sesame Street themed for the little ones, and they even have twin clubs. Look, it's Sail Wind Traveler. See, I knew Julie would find it. I'm telling you, I got the best team. Can I take just 2 seconds of your time and my time, and could everybody just say thank you to the Twiniversity team? Because these chicks work so hard in making sure that everything goes off without a hitch, and we all have our own little sections of the world, whether it's Pinterest, Facebook, Instagram, our posts on our page. There are a lot of different cooks in this kitchen, and could you guys just say thank you, ladies of Twiniversity, or Mom Squad is really what we call ourselves. So yeah, that's what I love to see. My little crab hearts is what's happening. But I could not honestly do this without my team. And if you want to take a minute and say, what am I most thankful for? They're definitely one of the things I am most thankful for. Twiniversity has blossomed remarkably since the team has come into play. And it was a little tough to have a team because I am definitely a little bit of a control freak. And I was like, I don't know if anybody could do this. And I had such a specific vision of what I wanted Twiniversity to be. And one of the biggest assets of the Twiniversity team is that everybody was a fan of Twiniversity before they were a team member. So yeah, I love it. Thank you very, very much. We are definitely team players. I have a great crew, and I couldn't do it without my team. So gobble gobble to my girlies. And I do love you guys, and I'm very thankful that you know what I'm trying to do here, and that it's no longer what I'm trying to do, it's what we're trying to do. So I'm very, very thankful. So thank you very much for that. So going back to cruising and other things, and we do have more tips on air travel and other stuff. And thank you, 1-800-BASKETS. Look, 1-800-BASKETS has joined us. 1-800-BASKETS, thank you. And perhaps we need some baskets. 1-800-BASKETS, since you're on now, I feel no shame or guilt in saying, do you have a multiple birth discount? Do you have baskets for people who just had twins? What's included in this basket? So randomly, we want to just call them out and say, hey, twin moms need baskets too. That's all we're trying to say. So thank you for joining us today. I love when we get non-twinny families joining us to see what's going on in our world. All right. Back to resorts, we talked about that. You're going to call ahead and see what kind of authorizations we need. Air travel, what else can I tell you? Gate checking. Hello. Let's talk about gate checking strollers for 1 second, all right? Did you know that not all airlines, that's the word that I was just searching for, allow you to gate check double strollers? We had Kimmy, if you're there, remember that whole Twitter thing that we did? We were tweeting at all the airlines and we're like, hey, listen, we want to gate check our double strollers. And they're like, no, thank you. It's too big. You just check it at the front and that's that. That really, really stinks because now if they won't gate check a double stroller, if you don't want to take 2 single strollers, which of course is an option because remember they are 2 separate humans. I personally prefer a double stroller. I'm just saying because I'd rather have one person pushing the stroller and then the other person doing something. I don't know. Yeah. Kimmy, do you remember what airlines would allow? I know JetBlue does allow you to gate check a double stroller. I'm not positive about Southwest. I knew that American said no thank you. But Kimmy, if you could just jump in on this conversation and just try to remind us, or actually Jewel, I believe that we created a post saying what airlines did allow it and what didn't. I would love if you could just remind us. And that would be great because before you travel, you do need to know. And the other issue that I have is I would gate check car seats. I know a lot of people tend to check the car seats once they get to the airport. But if possible, gate check your car seats because you could gate check American, but it's a 20-pound max. Yeah, there's. I think actually, could you gate check a Contours? Jewel, could you check on that? I think that maybe we might be able to. Yeah, no, Jewel, I think there was one other that had limitations. I have to remember. It may have been something weird like Alaska Airlines or something, but I remember. Yeah, so let's talk about why we gate check the, yes, Jewel, I'm getting it. Why we gate check the car seats. We gate check the car seats because we don't want them tossed around. So out of fear, okay, so Contours we cannot gate check on American, but the other airlines we can. Thank you. So yeah, we don't want them tossed around. So if we can bring them on with us, check with your airline and see if that's possible. Most car seats you should be able to bring on. And also when you buy the car seat, if you do travel a lot, that is something to consider that you may want to get a car seat that has a slimmer profile, whether it's not an infant car seat, but let's say the convertible car seat, you might want to get one that is a little bit on the slimmer side. So yeah, American and Spirit had weird limitations. There's always something. There is always something. Okay. So, Tiffany says, double umbrella stroller recommendations. Jewel, how funny is that? I didn't even see your question, but yet I was talking about the same thing. That's odd. Julie and I are on the same exact wavelength today. So before we talk about double strollers and umbrella strollers, I think that it is time for another prize. This time, let us do, and this is for our international families as well, of course, let us do something, let's do Amazon. I love Amazon. You know why? Because this should be a gift for you. So you are required to buy yourself something. This is not for the kids. This is not for your partner. This is not for your mother-in-law. You need to take this box from Amazon and you need to buy yourself a little something from us to you. So if you would like to win an Amazon gift card, all you have to say is, see, I know Nichelle said it before, but let us see ya gobble gobble. So time for a little gobble gobble action. Oh my God, I'm totally, look, I almost ruined the mystery. You saw everything that was, I'm dropping everything. See what happens when I go get a hat? I get a hat and then everything starts collapsing. Does that work? Oh guys, I just dropped my little holder. Now I have to say, will this shoe be able to hold up my phone? The answer is yes. So now I am using a shoe as a tripod because that's what's so fancy. That's hysterical. This is what my life is. Thank God that I didn't put my shoes away yesterday. So yes, so Awesome Mom, never, you have to get something exclusively for yourself. So let me hear you gobble. Let me see the hearts. Let me see some thumbs ups. Those also make me very happy that I know we are going in the right direction. So gobble to Deborah and Kathy and Ashley and everybody who is gobbling along with us. This is great. Are we having a good Thanksgiving yet? Yes. What are you most thankful for? Take another minute. I want to know what you are thankful for. Are you thankful for the fact that you have twins? right? I am very thankful for the fact that I have twins. Could you imagine if I didn't have twins? I'm sure somebody else would have done something with Twiniversity. I would hope eventually down the line. But I am very thankful for my twinnies. I am thankful for my husband, who is perhaps considering bringing me the cup of coffee that I had over there, and who drove so much yesterday, and who sat next to my mother in a car and listened to her complain about how we weren't listening to Christmas music, despite the fact that he hates Christmas music, and he didn't drive us into a wall. Thanks, babe.
You're welcome.
Thank you, babe, for not driving us into a wall yesterday.
No problem.
Or into those ditches. Guys, there's some parts of this country that, why are you putting the ditches so close to the road? I know it's probably for drainage, but that made me super duper scary. Or just the word scared is what I was looking for. Thank you, babe, for my coffee. So I love seeing that I love this. You're thankful for your family. I'm thankful for my beast too. I love my beast. I'm thankful for, you know what I'm thankful for besides my team? Come on, guys. I'm thankful for you, who joins me on my crazy adventures. All right. Your grandparents, Jenny, your grandparents are here. I'm jealous. I miss my grandma. I was named after my grandma. Your twin boys and your husband. Gobble, gobble, Raja. Raja? How would I pronounce that? I like that name. Rija Ranch. That's a great name. I love it. Okay, so let's talk about umbrella strollers. If you are traveling with 2 different umbrella strollers, kind of the sky is the limit. I love it. I love you guys. Michelle's the best today. So sky is the limit when it comes to umbrella strollers. There's a good one that's a twin umbrella stroller. It's the G-Link by UPPAbaby. It has a tiny bit of a high price tag, which I wish that it would go lower, but it is UPPAbaby. That's the way it goes. But, you know, I don't know. I feel like sometimes you get what you pay for. Also, Peg Perigo has a really good umbrella stroller, and it's also in this stunning, stunning, stunning yellow. I absolutely love it. So that's another umbrella stroller to check out. Those are the doubles, and then McLaren also makes a double. You know, with the doubles, you may want, with a side-by-side umbrella, you may want to consider purchasing it used. All right. Now, we've talked about buying stuff used before. I'm a big advocate of buying stuff used because if you could save some money, and you know, sometimes when you buy things used, it's not even like they're old. Sometimes people thought them thinking that it would be a good idea, and then they're like, oh no, this isn't going to work for my family. So, yeah, so you got to make sure that when you buy stuff used, if you do, that you register it again in your name. I say this all the time. You're probably tired of hearing it, but just in case you haven't, if you get any items, anything at all, secondhand, make sure you call the company and make sure that you register it in your name again. So that if there was a recall or any kind of issue, that the company is reaching out to you instead of calling that original owner. And there is absolutely nothing that says that you cannot transfer products. It's not like, you know, you get one registration and then it's one and done. So always make sure that you are registering that. So what else? You could, of course, buy 2 singles. The 2 singles I would definitely buy used. 1 bazillion%. Single strollers are great to find on Craigslist. Is a great place to find them. Your local Twins Club, of course, is a great place to find them. But any way that you could find a single stroller, I strongly recommend that every family of twins has 2 singles. I just do. I mean, we had 2 singles. We had a bazillion doubles. We had the Snap and Go. Holy moly, we had a lot of strollers. But many times, I wish that they made single strollers that had like telescoping handles, because a lot of the umbrella strollers I found were actually really, really way too short for me. When Kimmy last came to New York City, she had to run. Remember, Kimmy, we went to Kmart, me, Mike, and the girlies, and we had to go buy umbrella strollers because, of course, when, you know, people forget things. So Kimmy forgot her double strollers. Listen, it happens. Walmart is a great place to that if you do forget your double strollers. And I actually believe that Walgreens... Why is my husband weirding me out? Are you filming that?
No,
Or just taking a picture? Do I look wonderful? Hey. So Walgreens actually sells double strollers as well. So know that. So look, so Kimmy, what do you pay? You paid 20 bucks for those each and they lasted you, but they're too low for me. They were too super low for me. So that is something that you have to remember, is that try it out, but in a jam, obviously. That's right. Your double stroller was buried in all that snow. I totally remember now. Reason number 955 to cover your double stroller or bring it in when a giant snowstorm is coming. So, hey, speak of the devil. Look, Mike just joined us. Hi, Mike. Happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for letting Kimmy play with us for yet more time. So I just saw that there was a question that was talking about bringing baby food through security. You can bring baby food through security, of course. I believe the jar, I actually think that you don't have to have the same limitations of the 3 ounces. And I've known moms that have gotten liquids through, especially pumped breast milk, through security. So I would check with your specific airline. Actually, I think that that's an FAA thing, right? Jewel, could you check, or actually Kimmy, could you go check quick and make sure that you could bring baby food through an airline? I know I'm 80% positive that you can, but I would love if somebody could just back me up. Gobble gobble. See, Mike, did you see my hat? My gobble gobble hat? This is as much turkey as I will be having this Thanksgiving. I am going to the in-laws this Thanksgiving on this wonderful, beautiful island called Staten Island. It's very luxurious. So that is where I will be. Now let's talk about some other travel tips. When you are packing, what do we want to do? How are we getting there again? TSA? Yeah, I thought it was a TSA issue. I thought that. I didn't think that it would be the airline issue because we have to go through security anyway. So yeah, I got to remember what that is, but we're going to find that out right now and get you that information. I also want to remind you, we have more prizes. Look, Karen, you're the best, Karen. Thank you very much. Karen has just posted a link to us to the TSA link. See, look, this is why I love having a team. I love when Karen, who's not an official Mom Squad member, just literally became one. Thank you very, very much for posting that. Here is my weird crab heart that goes off to you guys. Now, let's talk about traveling on an airplane once again. When going through security, you do not have to go through those things where you hold your arms like this and that it finds out if you have any kind of jewelry on that you didn't take off, like your necklaces. I love when I get busted when you wear a high-collared thing like this. I always get a little weirded out by that, because then you can't really see it like you used to be able to. But you don't have to go through there. You could always ask to go through the little x-ray machines, like the little ones that you just walk through. So just know that you do have some choices with that. Also, on some airlines, you could pay for expedited security. So let's say JetBlue, you paid 10 bucks to have expedited security. And so the funny thing about the expedited security is that all these years, I've been paying the $10 for my kids and I to go through expedited security. And my husband just brought up, right, babe? Just the other day, brought up, he's like, why are you paying for the kids? It's not like the kids can't have to go through the regular line while we're going through expedited security. So while I'm not saying that that is an official thing that you should be doing, but it does bring up a very valid point. Are they going to kick me off of the expedited security line because I didn't pay the $10 for the kids? I'm not really sure. I will be rolling the dice on this for my next trip, so I will keep you posted. But it's not just JetBlue. There are other airlines that you could pay a tiny bit of an upcharge and not have to wait on that long line. That's something that you really might want to budget for when traveling with your kids on an airplane. Also, if you go on an airline that, it's sometimes, I know with Southwest, it has all those weird seating guidelines. You may want to get to the gate a little bit quicker. So think about, if you got there a little bit earlier, then that $10 would totally be worth it. The other thing is remember when you are packing your diaper bag, I'm going to move this for a second. I actually have a packed diaper bag with me today as I throw everything off to the side. Hey, look, Fred's here. Fred made a little pop in. So I wanted to talk about when you are traveling, consider, especially on an airplane, packing little Ziploc bags like this for each Twinnie. so that when you have to go to the bathroom on an airplane, you don't have to take in your giant bag. You just take in this. And in this bag here, you of course have some extra diapers, okay? You have some extra changes of clothes. Look how cute these are. I have these clothes forever. I love to giggle. I love to giggle too. That's so funny. All right, let's see what else we have in here. We have another spare set of clothing. And then we had some kind of sanitizer in case you want to sanitize the little area where you're going to be changing the baby's diapers. Oh, the other thing, I took it out of here, but I had wipes in here as well. So a few wipes, and then my favorite thing, dog poop bags. Now, they don't have to be dog poop bags. They could be the baby bags, but yeah, I would definitely have a few of these. And the dog poop bags, by the way, are so much more cost effective than buying the baby plastic bags. Like this is a baby plastic bag because it smells like powder. I don't need it to smell like powder. You know, I just need something that's going to put some dirty clothes in it. So that way, if you do have to change everybody's clothes, now I have a place to put in either their dirty diaper or their dirty clothes. But everything is there, right there in this little pack. And if you want to put little sample packs of the diaper cream, like next time you go to the pediatrician, sometimes in the pediatrician's office, they'll have like little sample things, or even actually at Twiniversity class, we always give out sample packs of the Dr. Smith's diaper cream. My favorite diaper cream in the universe. So yeah, just get some samples, put the sample size in those bags, and that way you don't have to schlep everything in and schlep everything out. All right, guys, we are nearing our time at the end where I set you free into the travel universe. But Julie's gonna post a link. We do have a really remarkable grand prize coming up. And that is something that you are going to want to enter. So Jewel, if you could slap that in, that would be fantastic. And I want to remind you again to make sure that you go over and thank our friends over at Contours for giving me this opportunity to chat with you about the holidays and to talk about turkey. Also, remember, you see when my eyes get big that I always think, do not attempt new foods on Thanksgiving. You do not need to, God forbid, have your child have an allergic reaction to something that they didn't have before. So you may want to consider making some sweet potatoes tonight if they haven't had any, or break out a jar of cranberry sauce and see if they have any issues. So don't give your babies anything that you haven't introduced to them before, because that is not the time that we want to figure out if they have an allergic reaction. And you do want to make sure that just in case, you bring some Benadryl with you in your baby bag, and always, always, always have a copy of your kids' health insurance cards with you. So God forbid we have to go to the doctor while we're at grandma's house. We have everything that we need. So don't leave them on the refrigerator. We actually, because I travel with a sick child, I have a makeup bag that I travel with. Coincidentally, I didn't even really think about busting this out, but this is all of the medical equipment that we take with our kids, and in this medical thing is our insurance cards. So you may want to consider getting a separate makeup bag specifically for medicines if you want to take, and it's not like medicines like my son needs like a pump and stuff like that, but we have things like Benadryl. I never leave home without Benadryl. Hi, reflux medicine for this girl. What else do I have in here? I never leave home without an EpiPen. I'm just saying, because that's just me. Because I have a kid with allergies, right? So we never know when we're gonna have an issue. The other thing that I really love is, I don't know if you guys have ever been introduced to these thermometers. This is the Kinsa thermometer, but it attaches to your smartphone. And while your kids are taking their temperature, there's a little game that they play while on your, I was gonna look for my smartphone and then I realized, hi, we're using it right now. So take a look at this. This is something that is also really great to travel with because it takes up absolutely no space and you will always have a thermometer with you. All right, guys, that is my tips. Thank you to our friends at Contours. I say thank you to my entire mom squad. And then finally, I say thank you to you guys. Have the happiest of Thanksgivings. Have a safe shopping day. I'm going to send you, Julie's going to send you, or I'm going to send you, or somebody's going to send you. We're going to send you more links about not falling asleep on the road, travel tips. We got a lot of different videos that you should be watching. So if you miss me, go watch my videos. And I love you guys. Happy Turkey Day. I send you my weird crabby little hearts. And yes, I'm a Ziploc lover too. I know my carbon footprint. I don't want to hear it. I love me some Ziplocs. So see you later, alligators. More hearts, more love. Thank you to my shoe, which has just held up my phone during our entire live feed. And once again, if you have any questions, you know where to find me. Just Natalie@Twiniversity.com. You could shoot me some questions there, or of course, leave them on our Facebook page. But I look forward to joining you again on our next live feed. And you never know, I may just pop on at any time, maybe show you what I'm cooking this Thanksgiving and how I'm cutting some corners. So see you later, alligators. Have the happiest of Thanksgiving. Gobble, gobble.